Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead. My name is Jason. We're in the kitchen today, and Angela Kay's been on it lately. She's been dreaming up and making some delicious butterswim biscuit recipes, and it's been a regular butterswim biscuits, and then maybe a sweet one with the blueberry butterswim biscuits. It was blueberry, right? Mm-hmm. Blueberry butterswim biscuits. See, I know what I'm talking about. But anyways, the other day she said, "Hey, how about this?" I said, "Well, yeah, okay, sure. It's a great idea. I'm going to eat that, right?" So today, in case you hadn't already seen the title, so she got a bacon cheese butterswim biscuit. So I'm ready to eat it, but you guys need to be ready to watch it. So let's get started.
So we want to start first because these are savory. You can go ahead and do these in a cast iron skillet. So this is a 10-inch cast iron skillet, and I've got 1 stick of salted butter, and we're going to put this into a 425-degree preheated oven and let the butter melt while we mix up the batter. Now, to mix up the dough for our biscuits, we have 2½ cups of all-purpose flour.
There's a finger in there.
It's mine. See?
Oh, okay. He's a worm. Sorry.
And we have 1½ tablespoons of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to mix all those together.
I really like how simple this is. It's always really simple for you to do this.
Yes. Butterswim biscuits are one of the easiest biscuits you can do. Now, to this, we are going to add about 1.5 cups of large shredded. I'm using sharp cheddar. You can use mild cheddar if you don't like sharp cheddar.
You can use whatever kind of cheese you want, probably.
But you're going to get a better flavor with sharp cheddar than with just about any kind of cheese you would get. You'll get a better flavor that will actually come through. And this is about 1.5 cups, and I chose to shred it in large shreds. If you're buying it pre-shredded, I would still get it in large shreds because it will melt better and not disappear into the biscuits.
Probably Tillamook or Sargento.
Yeah.
If you're buying brands.
Because otherwise it's going to, if it's fine shredded, it's going to melt into the biscuit and you're not even going to be able to see the cheese.
I see. Makes sense.
And this is about 5 strips of bacon that I have cut up and fried really good.
Now, is it possible to put too much bacon in there?
It probably would be.
Probably is.
It probably would be. That's the reason I went on the conservative side, because it could completely overpower the taste.
Yeah.
So you want to toss the bacon and the cheese around in the flour mixture to get it all nice and coated. Because otherwise, it's going to sink a lot and also at the bottom of your biscuits and probably burn.
And they're going to be a little heavier anyways, right? Because of the cheese.
Yes. Okay, now we are going to add roughly 1.5 cups of buttermilk. I am using whole milk buttermilk, which is full fat. Some call it whole milk, some call it full fat buttermilk. You can use low fat. It's not going to be as good though. You may need a little more. You may need just a hair more because of the cheese and the bacon, but I'm going to say it's probably going to be spot on with 1.5 cups.
But no issue. Just so like you kind of slowly add the milk, so you don't want to add too much, right? I put about 1/4 cup more in my cup than I needed. I put about 1 cup and about 1 3/4 in case I needed extra. Okay. I got you.
Because when you're working with whole milk buttermilk, because it's so thick, it sticks to the sides, and you can't really get a good accurate measurement on it. And as you can see, it's coming together pretty good, but I'm going to need a little bit more. So I may need that extra 1/4 cup. Because when you add the cheese and bacon, it kind of changes the volume.
Yeah.
And makes you have to add more liquid.
Sure.
And it also depends on the atmosphere. It depends on if you've got a very dry air mass outside. It depends on if your heat's been on a lot, if it's dry in your house.
Heat running dries out your air a lot. You're right.
So it's really a lot about eyeballing. Anytime you're making biscuits or bread of any sort, it's a lot about eyeballing it and going by the feel, the look, everything. Now, as you can see, this is a nice wet, sticky type dough, and that's what you're looking for. And see, it's cleaned everything off the bottom. You don't want any more dry ingredients on the bottom. So for me, it was a cup and 3/4.
A cup and 3/4. Cool.
Now I'm gonna go check on my butter. Okay, now we are going, as you see, our butter is nice and melted and sizzly. So now we are going to start putting our biscuit dough into that nice hot skillet with the butter. Now you want to start pushing it out. Just push it out to the edges. Your butter is going to puff up over the top of your dough. That's fine. You actually want it to do that.
Swimming in butter.
Just don't mix the two together.
Okay.
I know you're tempted to just pour the butter in there and mix it in with the dough. Don't do that. Those are not butter swim biscuits.
So you don't want to mix the dough, but you do need to sit it in there to where the kind of the butter
is kind of puffing up over the top.
Towards what it was swimming in the butter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you want to kind of push it down. Now this step, as I've told you before, is kind of, to some people it's unnecessary, some people don't do it. I like to do it because it gets the butter down into the biscuits.
Awesome.
It gets the butter down into the biscuits and in between each biscuit. So I'm cutting this into biscuits. Because see, all of that butter, when I do that, all that butter is dripping down in between the biscuits. And also when you go to pull it out, they kind of just fall apart in those lines.
They do kind of pull apart.
Yes. Right. So now we are going to pop this into a 425 degree preheated oven until they are nice and golden brown and no longer doughy. These beauties are out of the oven and they smell insanely good. You smell the bacon, you smell the cheese, you smell butter, and they smell insane. They baked for between 20 and 25 minutes. To be oddly specific, they baked for exactly 21 minutes. Now we are going to turn them out.
So it's not like cornbread.
There we go. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yep.
Now we gotta let them cool off before Jason tastes them so that he doesn't burn his pie hole. And I will tell you, I did end up putting a baking sheet under it because otherwise they will tend to bubble out into your oven. You don't want that because you don't want that mess to clean up. And so you do want to put a baking pan under the pan so that any drips, it will catch them.
Look at this beautiful biscuit. It's getting ready to have a piece of bacon fall out, so I better eat it, right? Wow. Angela, okay? Goodness. That's amazing. I bet also maybe one of the best things I ever ate in my life. It's so good. I'm gonna eat another bite. I don't care if you're watching or not. So good.
That crunch.
Mm-hmm. That is so good. Like, just simply amazing. And that's gonna be good. Really, truly, whether it's supper or your breakfast, or for a snack at 2 o'clock in the morning, or 10 a.m. in the morning. I wouldn't care. I'd eat any time of day. But it's delicious. Absolutely amazing. Angela K, you absolutely killed it. That's brilliant. That's stinking brilliant. So, honestly, y'all need to make this. It is super simple. Like, literally, it was 9 minutes of continuous footage when she was mixing them up. It's not going to be that much when you're watching it, obviously, but like, so it took her under 10 minutes to mix them up and put them in the oven. Very simple. And that's with filming. That which takes a little bit longer. So you can probably mix these up in 7 or 8 minutes and be done with it. So good. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. My name is Jason. That brilliant one. Her name is Angela K. This is Art of Creation Homestead. We love y'all. God bless you and goodbye.